Hey everybody, welcome back to Women Carry Knives. On the table in front of us, we are going to be taking a look at the CRKT Piet. And yes, it is pronounced Piet, P-I-E-T. Now, this knife is designed by Jesper Voxnes. And, you know, interesting, so I usually I like to try and read up on a little bit of history or whatnot. And one of the things I did do is I kind of, you know, read up on this knife a little bit just to see what it was all about. And I found out that the dog's freaking out. And I found out that, you know, he's in Denmark. And usually that's where his creations come from. They come from Denmark. But this one, he actually sketched out on his maiden voyage or his first trip to Oregon. And this was sketched out in the Portland International Airport. So I thought that was kind of neat, you know. So this was actually designed. It came to mind or came to fruition in Oregon in the middle of an airport. So that's awesome. I love this little knife. It is the perfect little size. It's small. I definitely call it small. But there's something about it that's a perfect carry for me. Now, again, being that I have small hands, you know, it fits my whole palm. It's basically a whole palm knife. But I do absolutely love it. It is 8CR13 spear point blade. It's got this beautiful flat grind on it. And of course it has a gorgeous satin finish. And I don't know if you can see, it might be a little too blinding there. Your handles are actually GFN, which is kind of cool, and it's textured, which is really nice. It does have a reversible deep pocket carry clip, and it is a true deep carry, so I do love that about the knife. You know, having the women's pockets, sometimes when they're sticking out of the pocket a little too much, it's just not really a good thing. And it is tip up. So this little guy is a liner lock. And I don't know if you can see that because it is the same color as the scales. It is not a flipper. So you either have to thumb roll this one out, which I actually find kind of hard. Thumb roll it out, or you're going to flick it out. And that was a total fail. So, you know, all in all, it is an absolute fidget knife also. It's sharp. It is fun. We were actually just cutting some paper with it and now realize that we have no more paper. So we cannot show you any kind of a cut test. But goes through cardboard boxes just perfectly. It opened up a couple packages. So obviously tape, but you know, there's not a whole lot of knives that don't go through tape. So don't get me wrong there. But a couple packages in the kitchen. I opened a bag of salad, woo, and then I did open another package. So there is no problems with that at all. The only jimping you really have on here is on your liner lock. So you do not have any on your blade, which is okay. I don't think you really need it. There's a tiny bit here on your back spacer, but you know, do you really need that? No. It is small, as you can see. Sometimes I even have a hard time getting in there. And I have to apologize. It has been, I don't know, we're having 100-degree weather. It's been 90-something degrees, you know, 8 o'clock at night. It's just terrible. So yes, my hands are a little hot. I know, sorry, ew, whatever, get over it. You do have a lanyard hole. So for those of you that like your lanyards, there you go. You can put a lanyard on that one. For some of the specs on size, we are looking at about a 3 1/4 inch blade. 3 3/4 inch with a 3 1/4 inch cutting edge, which is nice. 1, 2, I'm sorry, 2 and almost 3 inch blade, 2 1/4 inch cutting edge. You know, that's small. So that really is definitely a small knife. Your closed length is going to be 1, 2, 3, almost 4 inches. You're looking at about 3 3/4 inches. And your overall, for as small as it is, Your overall length is just over 6.5 inches. So we put that next to our trusted Benchmade here, our CF Elite. So you can see, this I would consider a small to medium knife. This one I definitely consider a small knife. But again, I do love it. I do love it in the pocket. I'll show you against the, let's see, we've got the, where did it go? We've got the Rat Model 1. So you can see, this is a large knife. This is, you know, small. We're talking the Benchmade's more of a small medium. The Piet, definitely a small knife. But feel-wise, in hand, I don't mind. Some knives that are small, I don't care for. And it is mostly because of the way that it feels in hand. So this one, though, feels, and I'm sorry, I'm kind of looking for a comparison. This is one I just received. I have not done a review on. Man, this thing has been in my pocket for days, and it's filthy. I am loving it. So those of you that don't know, this is the Ritter Hogue, the Mini. So, okay, so if this is a Mini, then that's a Mini. Minier, because it is even smaller. I'm not even going to go into details on this one. We're not going to talk much about it because I have to do a review on that one. That one's coming up soon. But, so a little bit of the texturing on this, the way that they've done it, I do like that because, and like I said, even right now, it's been, you know, oddly enough, we're having some humid weather. We don't normally have humid weather here, and it's been about between 40 and 60% humidity. So, and, you know, 101, 102, that's pretty warm. So it is nice when you have weather like that, or if you're working outside in the sun, for those of you, to have some kind of a texturing on your carbon fiber, so that way you know you're going to get, or I'm sorry, not carbon fiber, but the GFN, so that way you know you're going to have a good grip on it. The other thing I really love about it is I love the recessed pocket clip. So your pocket clip is kind of hidden on there. I do love that because it allows for a very smooth transition. All I have is a napkin here, but it does allow for a very smooth transition when you're putting it in the pocket. You're not going to catch on anything there. Look, I mean, look at that. You got to love that. You got to love the fact that it just sits right in there and it is hidden. You're not going to get anything at all, any tip out. It's just a great, great pocket clip. This is definitely not for somebody with larger hands. I think, and I actually haven't had Therapeutic Edge put it in his hand, but there's no way that if you have larger hands, I think you would have a really hard time with this knife. If you are just looking for something smaller, then maybe it's a good knife for you. But again, size-wise, for me, it's kind of the perfect little EDC due to the size. I love that this one, I love how well it fits in my pocket. I love that the handles are wide enough, and the ergonomics of it, you know, it's really nice little fat handle down here, that it feels really, really good in hand. I don't even feel like I need to choke up on this at all. I mean, I can. I don't need to, but I can if I absolutely need to. This is just, I'm really, really liking this knife. I think it has been great so far. Now, a lot of people say, well, it's 8CR13. Okay, so yeah, I have a lot of S90 or M390 blades. I have a lot of S35VN. I have D2. I have, you know, you name it, I've got it. It really just depends on what you're using the knife for. For me, 8CR13 is not a problem. It is fine. It does the work I need it to do. I am not out there beating it up. I don't work in the field. I'm not doing super manly things with them. You know, once in a while I may need it. I may sit there and may want to do some whittling. ACR 13 is going to be okay. It's not going to fail for me, and it will retain an edge, so it's going to be okay. You know, again, I can't say a whole lot about, I don't beat my knives up. I don't hard use them, I should say. If I did, I would probably opt for, and that was horrible. I just have to quit doing it because it's very, very muggy here. I don't hard use my knives the way that some people do. Now, the only time you're going to find me really hard using my knives is when I'm camping. And when I am camping, I tend to carry a large blade, or I tend to carry a fixed blade, because those are the ones that I'm going to use most. I would carry a small blade for things like prepping food, or maybe I'm going to whittle something out of wood. I would definitely do that. Fishing, I tend to carry a small blade or a small fixed blade when I go fishing for the fish or the worms or whatever you might need it for. This one would be a good all-around little workhorse for what I have been using it for. So again, I do work in a company where we use some wires. We get a lot of shipments, so it's opened the boxes. It's cut some, well, it's not cut wire, but it has stripped some wire. You know, we've opened packages, cut tape, whatever you need it to do. There was a branch today on one of the trees, and yes, I used this to cut the little branch off. Now, it's a little one, so I didn't harm it, and I made sure I checked it and I cleaned it. But yeah, I don't think, you know, you've got a nice thick blade on here. I really don't think you could go wrong. And for the price, you guys, this is like $30. It's $28.95 at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. So I'm going to leave a link to this down in the comment section. I'll go directly to it. And if you want to pick one up, go grab it. If you guys could use the affiliate link, I'd appreciate it. As you know, anything that you guys, all the money that I make from that affiliate link goes straight back into the knives that I can take and sell, take and give back to you guys. So whatever I get in for review from Smoky Mountain Knife Works, being an affiliate, or whatever I make on the link when you guys make a purchase, all goes right back into the community, because honestly, it feels great to give back. And see, I just can't get it. So we're going to thumb roll it. This is just a failing kind of night. It is too hot. There we go. All right, you guys. This has been a mess. I'm just kind of going over everything. I just want to make sure you guys know everything. The one thing I did miss is it is 2.5 ounces, so it is also a very light knife. Smaller hands, absolutely get one. Like I said, lefties, it is ambidextrous. So it is right or left hand carry. Thank you so much for joining my circus. If you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave it down in the comments section. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you here all the time. Love talking to you guys. If you have anything to say, go ahead and leave it down there. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time.